Georgia, played by Brianne Howey, has nowhere to go in Season 3 of Ginny and Georgia. Every dark secret she has attempted to conceal is being judged by the entire country as she stands trial for murder. On the set of the show in Toronto, Howey tells Tudum, "It's the first season we see Georgia truly broken down and watch her try to rebuild herself through the lens of honesty, which is really hard for her. That is the first time she has done that." We are eagerly awaiting the last sequences of Georgia's trial, which are being filmed by Howey, Antonia Gentry, Ginny, and the rest of the actors while Tudum is on the soundstage. We're thinking the same thing that's written all over Georgia's face when her son, Austin, Diesel La Torraca, confesses to seeing Tom Fuller, Vincent Legault, killed. This is that WTF moment. Darnell Martin, the director, also gave Howey such advice. Georgia assumed Austin would simply state that he was upstairs and saw nothing. Howey says, Georgia probably coached him with that. Her heart, however, breaks when her youngest admits he witnessed the murder. "Oh my God, is my own son going to sell me out?" she asks herself. That's not all, though. In fact, Austin accuses his father, Gil, Aaron Ashmore, of killing his mother. After concluding the sequence, Howey remarks, "It's an out-of-body moment." This completely rips the rug out from under Georgia, who was fully resigned to the fact that she was leaving. Her daughter Ginny's cunning is responsible for the unexpected turn, and her smile as she observes that her mother's chess pieces are exactly like hers when they move into position throughout the trial. Gentry says, Ginny is completely becoming Georgia by the end of the season. The fact that Georgia gave up, on battling the charges, believing she had ultimately been forced to surrender, truly stoked Ginny's fire, telling her, "No, you can't give up. You never give up, in my experience. I'm going to have to be you now to make this right because that frightens me. Since you won't be yourself." Recall that Ginny engaged Simone, Vanessa Antoine, her dad's fiancée, to represent her mother in court. Cynthia, Sabrina Gradevich, was pressured by Ginny to admit that Gil might have been at her residence on the evening of the killing. Additionally, Ginny persuaded her brother to pick one parent ahead of the other. Checkmate. Now what? Let Howey, Gentry, showrunner Sarah Glinsky, creator Sarah Lampert, and the rest of the cast discuss the season's conclusion. Lampert has thought out the entire Ginny and Georgia tale. "We knew exactly what we wanted Season 3 to be when we had to come up with the plot for Season 2. Last season, Georgia told Tudum, I needed to kill someone, and I needed to kill someone in Wellsbury, Massachusetts. Now that the show has been renewed for Season 4, we are in the middle of it, and Lampert is here to tell you what she intended Season 3 to be, a season that breaks all the characters while also providing the opportunity to rebuild. According to her, that meant that we had to break Georgia. What better way to accomplish that than to have her stand trial for a crime that went viral in the community where she relocated for a new beginning in Season 1. Georgia's life revolves around escaping the unpleasantness of her past and working toward a better future. In addition to being motivated by the trauma she endured as a child at the hands of her stepfather, she believed that the other murders she committed, her two ex-husbands, were acceptable because to save herself or her kids from a malevolent individual who was out to get them. She would always sting first because she thought of those men as bees. Lampert says, what was different about Tom was that he wasn't a bad man. However, she decided to take on the roles of judge, jury, and executioner in a novel manner. For the characters' mental health journeys, Lampert and her crew consulted a professional psychologist and collaborated closely with Mental Health America for all 3 seasons. What would have to happen for Ginny and Georgia to have a good relationship? Lampert asked her in Season 2. Ginny would need to set clear limits with her mother, and Georgia would need to realize that her behavior affects her children and has consequences, as she doesn't see that at the moment, she stated. With the intention of attempting to repair Georgia in Season 4, we really focused on shattering her soul in Season 3. Nevertheless, they were confident they would find a way to spare Georgia from actual jail time. Due to her daughter's decisions, Georgia is now free. By the end, Ginny has accepted the things she doesn't want to happen, her mother going to jail and her brother maybe